Nashville, Tennessee is a vibrant and exciting city with plenty of things to see and do. From the honky-tonks of Broadway to the beautiful Tennessee state capitol, there's no shortage of attractions to keep you entertained, and most of them are only a short walk from one another. However, as with any city, there are some do's and don'ts that you should keep in mind to make the most of your trip to Nashville. First and foremost, do plan ahead. Nashville is a popular destination, and the city can get crowded, especially during peak tourist season, which is typically May to September, with another spike around the winter holidays. To avoid long lines and ensure that you get to see and do everything you want to, it's a good idea to research your options and make reservations in advance. On that same note, do scout out things you want to see in advance. Get together a loose agenda, that way you don't miss some of the more interesting venues like the Ryman or Midtown bar scene. Depending on how much time you have, you might want to set up one day downtown, one day in Midtown, and one day in East Nashville. Meanwhile, be sure to give us a follow here at Nashville & Company. We're covering a ton of bars, restaurants, and many other exclusive venues of Nashville, to include the 10 best spots. You'll also find a free guide below, which includes discounts, must-see events, and even places to live in Nashville, so snag it after the vid. Our partners will be offering exclusive deals you can get only through Nashville & Company. The next important do is to dress appropriately. Nashville has a reputation for its country music scene, and many of the city's top attractions, such as the Grand Ole Opry, are focused on this genre. If you want to fit in and fully experience the city's music culture, you should dress in comfortable, casual clothing. You'll be doing a ton of walking and stair climbing, as many of the honky-tonk bars have 4 and even 5 floors. Cowboy boots will do a number on your feet if they aren't broke in. Also, keep in mind that Nashville is also home to many fine dining restaurants and upscale bars, so if you plan to visit these establishments, you may want to dress up a bit more. Many venues are sport coat minimum. This actually gives a cool vibe and allows you the chance to take some Instagram-ready snapshots. One thing you should definitely do while in Nashville is to try the local cuisine, especially over in East Nashville. The city is known for its delicious southern food, and you'll find plenty of restaurants serving up classic dishes, such as fried chicken and barbecue. Additionally, Nashville is home to a thriving food truck scene, so be sure to try some of the tasty offerings from these mobile vendors as well. Another do is to try the hot chicken. Between Prince's or Hattie B's, you can't go wrong. And let me give you a huge local known tip. You'll see a Hattie B's hot chicken right downtown next to the Apple store as a centerpiece of Broadway. You can't miss it. More than likely, there'll be a huge line. I can't have you wait in that. Just head straight into the building connected to the Hattie B's called the Food Hall, and you can find a Prince's hot chicken, not likely to be crowded because it's tucked away. Thank me later on that one. Now for the next do. If you're planning on enjoying some beverages while out, I cannot recommend pre-gaming enough. The drink prices will literally stun you. With Nashville's extreme popularity lately, it's a supernova city after all. The beverage prices have absolutely skyrocketed. You'll find drinks as high as $25. So unless you're Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos, it's best to hydrate prior to going out, if you catch my drift. Another do is to do some walking on the side streets. The main city areas like Broadway will be absolutely packed, even on the low-key Monday nights. Meanwhile, some of the coolest finds and adventures waiting are on the side streets off the beaten path by only a block or two. A good example of this is Printer's Alley, only a stone's throw from Broadway, but there's a hidden nightclub, a few food stands where you can grab a bite, and even home to the famous bar, Skull's Rainbow Room. Do some exploring while you're in Nashville. You won't regret it. Okay, last major do, and it's a quickie. Tip a musician. You'll see and enjoy a ton of live music. In fact, I'll bet it'll be the best live music you've seen in a while. Nashville is home to some heavy-hitting up-and-comers, and most are gigging 12-hour days just to make enough to survive. As a local, I often see folks pass on tipping just because they don't realize the artists are working for tips. It goes a long way. Now let's jump into the big don'ts of Nashville, Tennessee. One of the most important is to avoid driving downtown during rush hour. Nashville's traffic can be heavy, especially during peak times, and you may end up sitting in your car for a long time if you try to drive through the city center at the wrong time. Instead, consider using public transportation or ride-sharing services to get around. This is a good general rule as well, because the pay to park is an absolute nightmare. The city will gouge you every chance they get, and they tow often. Don't change it, just Uber if you can help it. The good news is, most things are only a few blocks away. Next up is breakfast. Don't skip it. Nashville's brunch scenes is amazing. There are a ton of places where you can enjoy some Southern classic dishes. Maybe pop over to Germantown and grab Germantown Cafe's monkey bread. A nice brunch can take the edge off last night's debauchery if you so indulged. I've been there enough times to know it. The next due should be considered before heading to town. Be sure to book your stay using two big metrics: price and location. The Airbnb sharks are out for lunch. You'll find a lot of glitz that has been wildly overpriced to take advantage of people. Take the time to scan some of the places that are a few blocks away from the action, like East Nashville. Here you'll find the best price per value without much sacrifice. Don't get roped into a ridiculously priced spot that most likely just has good pictures. Furthermore, if you're staying at a hotel or boutique, pick up our guide below. We update it seasonally, and our partners will be offering exclusive deals you can get only through Nashville & Co. Another thing to avoid is being too loud or rowdy in public. Nashville is a lively city, but the locals value their peace and quiet, so it's important to be respectful of others while you're out and about. This is especially true in residential areas, where you should keep your noise levels down to avoid disturbing your neighbors. You'll find many of the bars stay open past 2 a.m. near and around the downtown scene, so if a wild party scene is what you're looking for, this is the place to do it. Overall, Nashville is a great place to visit, and there is plenty to see and do. By following these do's and don'ts, you can have an enjoyable and memorable trip to this vibrant city. Here at Nashville & Company, we bring you quality Nash-only destination videos shot in 4K, along with fun, exciting discounts, insider tricks, and more. Be sure to tap over and grab our free Nashville guide. We keep it up to date with discounts and more. Whether you're local or plan to visit Nashville, be sure to subscribe free.